So you join us today in the depths of winter. We're here at Monkhall Fishery to have another look at the XL carbon floats. When we were out last, we were in the middle of summer catching one a chuck at Westwood with them literally ripping the elastic out. Now we're in the middle of winter and we're using the same floats. So we're going to have a look a little bit more in depth why they're so versatile. So when I designed these, I wanted a float that I could use 365 days a year. With these 1.7mm tips, we can actually see them in even the worst light conditions. It's just a case of having them dotted to a pimple, and you can see those little wobbles in winter time. With some other floats on the market with a finer tip material, yeah, they look great in your rig tray, all pretty, but when you're actually fishing in some dodgy light conditions at distance, you've got no chance of seeing them. So with that slightly thicker tip material, you can get away with seeing them in the worst light conditions. So moving on to the eye material, it's the faithful hybrid eye. It has absolutely no detrimental effect to the float presentation, and the floats are pretty much indestructible. You could have one run you through some reeds, we get a foul hooker, it bangs into your top kit, the float normally explodes. These literally are bulletproof. So we've also extended the size range, starting with the 0.1 all the way up to the 0.75 for those deeper water scenarios. Moving on to the stem material that ties into the bigger sizes, if you like. 0.7 carbon gives you the perfect blend of being able to fish through the water with them, but also the really stable when you've got those choppy conditions and when you're fishing on the deck with baits such as pellets. So in winter time, there's three key ways of setting up these floats. Starting with, if I grab the right one, my maggot across rig. So we're fishing in about 3.5 foot of water there. I've got a 0.15 XL carbon with some strung out number 10s, probably every 4-inch intervals, and then a 6-inch hook length after that. So I want to fish in a nice, natural, slow fall with maggots. So we're going to fish it through the water, and then when we're on the bottom, the float is quite a stable float anyway, even though we're in a lighter size, so we're going to get a nice positive bite. So moving on to the next style of fishing, again focusing on the island swim in say 3.5 foot of water, but this is going to be for soft pellet. So I've opted for a 0.4 float with a little strung bulk over probably 2-3 inches there, with 6 number 8s and a 0.4 XL carbon. So pellet fishing for me is totally different. We want to fish it on the bottom straight away, so a real positive way of fishing with a nice short 4-inch hook length. So when an F1 carp, whatever species of fish, is going to pick that pellet up, it's going to register straight away on the float and hopefully result in a fish in the net. So the final way I like to fish these floats in winter time is when I'm fishing down the middle with maggots. So fishing quite a deep swim today in probably 6.5 foot of water, but still a fairly light float, a 0.25 float, with a strung out rig, 4 or 5-inch intervals with number 10s up the final third of the rig, and then a nice light 6-inch hook length. So with this I want to mimic the maggots that I'm throwing out my hand, so I'm going to lay my rig past and let it fall through naturally and hopefully catch them on the drop. If not, we're fishing nice and light on the bottom and we'll have a nice positive indication resulting in a fish in the net.